The thoroughbred, the product of centuries of selective and judicious breeding, swiftest of the equines, an animal of beauty, nobility, courage, and spirit. Today, we celebrate them on the ultimate day of thoroughbred racing, the Breeders' Cup. It has been described as the Super Bowl of racing, like having all 7 games of the World Series in a single afternoon. We have the young stars as the 2-year-olds will take on the first stakes races of their young careers. We have the grizzled veterans, some racing for the last time in their lives. We have sprints and marathons. We have races on the turf and the dirt. At the humble environs of Lewis Downs, a who's who of the sport's most preeminent owners, jockeys, and horses alike are here for what is annually the world's biggest single day of thoroughbred racing, making Gainesville, Florida, at least for today, the capital of racing, where champions will celebrate within the flowers of the winner's circle. On the final race day of the inaugural season of Chris Lewis's Google Sheets-based horse racing simulation Dynasty Fantasy League, this is the Breeders' Cup World Championships. Today, we will crown a champion.
Oh, that was supposed to fade out slow. Good job, Jimmy.
Thanks. And we welcome you to Lewis Downs in beautiful Gainesville, Florida, for our final race day of the season, race day 18. Conditions are perfect, and the capacity crowd is settling in for what should be an extraordinary night of racing. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jimmy Rakes, your Stride by Stride guide for a 16 race schedule tonight. There will be a race day record 13 stakes races, concluding with the Breeders' Cup Classic, where 19 horses will compete for the season's largest purse of $1.1 million. Not only will there be a combined $3.7 million in purse money up for grabs in those stakes races, but we will also crown the champion of this inaugural season. However, before we head out to the track, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of the owners for their spirited participation all season long, and a special thank you to our league's founder and the man responsible for building and running this league from scratch. Without further ado, let's send it over to him for a comprehensive preview of tonight's action. Ladies and gentlemen, our esteemed host, Chris Lewis.
Guy, geez, thanks. And Jimmy, thanks for the kind words, man.
My pleasure.
All right. No, that was no. Caitlin asked if I put that in the script.
Nope, I kept that to me. I made sure.
All right, so all our owners are at Lewis Downs, but a few of them are up in the VIP section, and this is what it looks like in there. Oh, I got to try one of those brownies still. Kaylin made horse swizzle sticks for the mixed drinks. You probably all saw on the Slack that Bellinis are now the official cocktail of Lewis Downs.
Woo.
There is one. And look at the napkin she got. How cute is that?
Nice.
And we also have horse snacks, carrots, peppermints, apples, and sugar cubes. And the trophy there, which I kind of screwed up earlier in the during the opening monologue, but it's big and nice. So, that's what they're playing for today.
Wow. Amazing.
All right, Breeders' Cup meet preview. So we'll look at the standings, a farewell to our retiring 7-year-olds. This is their last day racing. Of course, we'll highlight the battle for first between Nate and Andrew. And okay. A disclaimer is that I, all my comments that are pre-race and during the preview, if I didn't write them down, I concocted them before I simulated everything. But I'll note that owners other than Nate and Andrew, though, are not mathematically eliminated. But they are the top two. And so we'll highlight that matchup and we'll ask, why is the gap so big between first and second? But also, why is the gap so small between first and second? We'll preview a few races. Of course, everyone's favorite segment, the Dark Horse Detective, and it's going to be a double Dark Horse Detective. And then if people are in the mood after the no, what?
Yeah.
No, yeah. We can talk about next season and what'll happen in the off season after the races, or I'll just make a different separate video. Or Caitlin's laughing because I said if people are in the mood, and she says for breeding. All right, so first,
Would you please look old?
all right, since we're doing this in conjunction with a live party, it's going to be a little bit less reverent than normal. All right. Oh, first I posted this in the Slack, so everyone other than Charlie already saw this probably. But the race day 18 entry fees were big. Some stables went in real big, especially you can see Casey and Zach really pushed their chips in. The more money you spend, the higher the ceiling you have today, but also the lower the floor. It was almost 1.1 million in entry fees. So here's the standings. After day 17, there is on the left. And then I did the math after the entry fees is on the right. So you'll see right at the top, of course, the gap between Nate and Andrew is what, 500 grand? Just about. All right, and then this also highlights that Casey spent enough to fall back below Brett and Zach enough to fall back below Kaylin for the time being. But of course, they have a chance to win more today than the ones they fell behind. All right, a farewell to our retiring 7-year-olds. If you've read the rules and notes or otherwise aware, because we've discussed it, horses retire after 7. I randomly assigned the names to the horses, so it just so happened that these 28 horses were the 7-year-olds for the inaugural season and would only get 1 year. A handful of them are not in races today. So they're already done, but that includes the first winner ever in race number 111, and that was that girl from school. She's already done. We appreciate her, and the first stakes winner ever in the Red Sea Turf Handicap metaphorical picture. And Kaylin will tell you why the horse is named as that. But the rest of these horses are entered today, including 3-time winner Thereupon I Linger in the Breeders' Cup Classic. And if memory serves, Thereupon I Linger won 3 straight race days.
3 straight.
Was drafted by Christian and won a claims race, but in that race, Andrew claimed her, and then won the next race day and the very next race day. So 3-time winner. She's in the Breeders' Cup Classic, which is the big prize granddaddy of them all. And another 7-year-old is a stakes winner in the Breeders' Cup Classic, and that's Jesse's Quicksilver, who, if you have seen the photos or remember, has a fantastic haircut with bangs. All right, the battle for first. On the left, the standings after day 17. On the right, standings after the entry fees. So first we'll ask, why is the gap so big? Then we'll talk about why is the gap so small. So why is the gap so big? When it comes to Nate's stable, utter dominance. He has the most wins, 23, and it's not even close. And you'd think with all those wins, that if he finishes up near the top, his horses get it done, and he wins. But he's also tied for the most second place finishes. And he's, with a handful of third place finishes, has the most top 3. He leads in total prize money by over 400 grand, has the most claiming sales, which is the other way to bring in money. His prize money per entry is the highest, not even close. He's tied for the most stakes wins with 3, and has got multiple wins, that is more than 1, on 8 of the 17 race days. So that's almost half the time that the horses go out there. Nate wins.
What?
Nate wins at least twice.
What's happening?
All right. He also currently owns 7 horses with at least 2 wins, including HRFL's all-time winningest horse in terms of prize money, and you know who it is, Lemke. All right, I suspect that those that are not here at the party weren't able to hear the song, but it was the wonderful Lemke song. All right, and then finally, one little last note on what has contributed to the gap between first and second is that Andrew has spent the most money on claiming purchases in the league by almost 100 grand. Now, some of those horses, you know, have won him money, so it's not a total loss, but he has spent a lot in that category. All right, now why is the gap so small? The Breeders' Cup Classic today is the biggest prize on the calendar. It's 1.1 million. Andrew has 2 horses in that race, including A-grade horse, Portugal the Fast, who already won the biggest prize of all time, the Saudi Cup. If we ignore the first 15 races today, and Andrew, which wouldn't be surprising, right? If Portugal the Fast just wins the last race of the day, Andrew wins the league. He's still in striking distance, that close. So if Andrew and Nate, you know, go 50-50 and don't do a lot of damage on each other in the first 15 days, all it's going to take is a Portugal the Fast win. And Nate, despite those 23 wins leading up to now, loses, and Andrew takes home the trophy. So why is the gap so small? Well, Andrew's no slouch.
Thanks, buddy.
When it comes to horse racing, the horse racing fantasy league, he's no slouch. He definitely deserves to be in second. He's second in wins. He's the one that's tied with Nate for the second most, or for the most second place finishes. He's second in top 3 finishes, third in total prize money, and in prizes per entry. He's got one of the best horses of all time, Portugal the Fast, who is the only other horse with 2 stakes wins, Lemke being the other one, and has won the largest purse to date. Another little wrinkle is that Andrew wins bigger races than Nate. The average purse size in Andrew's wins is 150 grand. Nate's is less. And now they've both won, though, big stakes races. If you take those out, Andrew's still the purse sizes in the races Andrew wins are notably higher. So you see things like this when you sign up for races, and this kind of just helps illustrate that winning a race down here is really mathematically the equivalent of winning 2 of these. And anyway, Andrew wins bigger races. But perhaps the biggest reason Andrew remains in striking distance is the 2-year-old draft. In that draft, Nate spent 450 grand and Andrew spent 158 grand. When that draft started, Brett was the one in second. He fell back because he spent a ton of money, but Andrew sort of waited patiently and let Nate spend his way such that Andrew got closer. So from perspective today, that's the equivalent of Nate giving Andrew over $250,000 in the standings. So the bottom line, though, is Andrew remains in striking distance, and it might just be one race that does it.
Yeah.
All right, previewing races. We could do this for half an hour, but I've decided to just talk about 2 of them. There's 13 stakes races on the calendar. The stakes purses, as Jimmy said, total 3.7 million, and there's 180,000 worth of other purses. All right, so the first race is the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Colt. And I think the Breeders' Cup needs better names for these. All right, so the reason I want to talk about this one is because there was a number of races that the 2-year-olds could have been entered into. And I've been curious for months about if Luck of the Irish and Sounds of the Void, the 2 A-grade 2-year-olds, would end up in the same race, or if they'd be in different ones and have a chance to each capture their own. Well, the way it worked out, they're both in the same race, and they line up shoulder to shoulder in the gates. Positions 3 and 4 in the same race. But in addition to that, there's a B-grade horse and several, or at least a couple C-grade horses. And anyway, this race is stacked. You can look at the win totals. These horses have not raced for very long, and there's, I think, 8 wins in this field already. So, yeah, including B grade, the Dark Crusader. This was a real favorite among the to be entered into by the top 2-year-olds. All right, and then the other race we'll preview is the Breeders' Cup Classic, which is the largest purse of them all. Oh yes, so it's got Lemke, the all-time most prize money winner, and Portugal the Fast, the other 2-time stakes winner, Andrew Source. So we got Nate versus Andrew, their 2 top horses head to head as they battle it out. We've also got 2 other A-grade horses, Beach Carrot and Apology Accepted, and 8 total stakes winners in the race. So it's a loaded field, and it's awesome. Overall, there's 19 total horses. You can see them there. I'm going to say that Jimmy's A-grade horse, Apology Accepted, is the favorite, and that's because of the other A-grade horses. Beach Carrot is substantially fatigued, Brett's horse, and Andrew's Portugal the Fast is moderately fatigued. So at least the favorite on paper would be Jimmy's Apology Accepted out of the 17 spot down there. But, you know, it could be anyone's race. They're going to have to decide it on the track. All right. Thanks, everyone, for your patience with me. We can get to everyone's favorite segment, the Dark Horse Detective, but today it's a double. Jimmy.
Indeed. Double Dark Horse. Lots of D's there. Double Dark Horse Detective. Triple D's. But yeah, thank you, Chris. If you've been watching intently the Dark Horse Detective all season, you've known it's been a rough road. Being the Dark Horse Detective, none of my predictions have come to fruition. 4 of them very close. 4 of them have fallen just 1 place short. So close, but no cigars so far. So I appreciate Chris giving me 2 opportunities tonight to end the season with some success. With that, I, of course, had to take on the biggest race of the season with one of those picks. So in the star-studded Breeders' Cup Classic, I am going with a C-grade horse, Good Authority, to place. She has the highest possible rating on the dirt and the longest ideal distance in the field. Also, her best finish on the dirt was on the dirt in a slightly longer race back on day 3 when she finished second behind Peterberg. And yeah, so again, Good Authority to place in race 16. And my other dark horse, also owned by Christian. Both of my dark horses tonight owned by Christian. I'm going.
Hey.
I don't know if that's good for you or not, but we'll find out.
Great, man.
In race 12, which will be the Breeders' Cup Mile on turf, I'm picking Results May Vary to place. She has run just 3 races this year, so very well rested. The mile is also her ideal distance, and she does favor the turf over the dirt. So again, Results May Vary to place. And in summary, I've got it on Good Authority that results may vary.
Hey, nice.
So back to you, Chris.
Fantastic, Jimmy. All right, before we head to race number 1, thanks everyone for your participation. You've made the league great. You guys are awesome. So we've got also, let me know if there's anyone that you know that would like to join next year. Kind of more the merrier. All right. There's the trophy. Jimmy, should we look at race number 1?
Are we ready? Is everybody settled in? Are we ready
People
for
are
some
settled
racing
in.
tonight? All right.
It's raucous in the VIP room.
There we go. We have a raucous capacity crowd, as Marv Albert would say. Let's head out to race number 1. As we said, 16 races tonight. We'll get it going on the dirt with a claiming race, just $5,000. If you'd like to claim one of these bad boys, 19 horses. And
Yeah,
Yeah, we do
Jimmy
have-
Stall. I'm trying to bring up a better image.
Jimmy's.
Camp for a minute, buddy.
Go ahead and stall. Well, I would stall. One great way to stall would be to list the 7-year-olds that are in tonight's race 1, but we don't have any in race 1. So
Okay.
we do have ones that will be racing again next year. But our favorites probably Wilhelm Scream, F grade, also and owned by Andrew, and then Prospectus, owned by Brett, a G grade with 10 entries, along with Nowadays also a G grade with 10 entries as well. And yeah, not many owned horses here. We do have Andrew's got 3 of them here. I've got
There we go.
eye candy as well, and but a lot of free agents here in this one of 2 claiming races today.
Yeah. Okay. So I finally got it pulled up here. All right. So yeah, for me, the favorite is certainly Wilhelm Scream. Has the best grade, and you'll notice a theme when I preview some of these races tonight that I largely discredit Fred's horses because they're so tired. But hey, maybe they can show up big. But so Wilhelm Scream is an F grade horse. The 2 G grade horses are Brett's. But again, they're substantially tired. So it's a big field, but Wilhelm Scream would be the favorite on paper.
Indeed.
Oops.
And yeah, I agree with I like I don't know if you noticed in the chat there, Brett saying substantially fatigued should be his squad name. I like it. I like it. All right, we're ready out on the dirt here in Gainesville, Florida. Beautiful Lewis Downs for our first race of the final race day, and they're off. Long Johnson out to an early lead, followed by Central Bank, Yankee Clipper, Wilhelm Scream now making a run up into the top 2. As we head down the back stretch, it's Long Johnson and Central Bank setting the pace as we get to the halfway point, etc. Right there, Wilhelm Scream charging now into the front. As we come around the turn, it's Wilhelm Scream trying to leave the field, but Long Johnson's not far behind. Sensei, Palace Guard now making a run, but Wilhelm Scream over a length and a half lead as we head to the stretch. Wilhelm Scream, it's theirs to lose, and it's Wilhelm Scream with the win. It's going to be a close one for second, but Cyrus Jones places, and Stampedo makes it up into third, followed by Yankee Clipper, Palace Guard, Long Johnson, Bear Patrol, Prospectus, Eye Candy, Windy City, Nowadays, Sensei, Gefilte Fish, Central Bank, Zoom Legionnaire, Earthlink, etc. Let's not and say we did, and face the facts. Face the facts. You're the trailer.
All right. Yeah.
Congrats to Wilhelm Scream. Andrew winning the first race of the day.
Yeah. Congrats, Andrew. That'll make a little dent in the standings. And yeah, Jimmy, you've got your work cut out today on all the horses.
Big fields.
Got
Big
some
fields.
Big fields.
You don't stand.
All right. So this was a claiming race. Horses were available for $5,000 each. And Jimmy, we had some claims.
Ooh, all right. How
All
about our
right.
winner, Wilhelm Scream?
Well, let's see. I go in a particular order.
Okay.
Should
know that by now.
I go by post position. So Let's Not and Say We Did was claimed by Zach. Long Johnson was also claimed by Zach. Wilhelm Scream was claimed by Casey. That's another $5,000 for Andrew.
Oh,
And Gefilte Fish, Johnny's horse, who Johnny's here, was claimed also by Zach. So Zach's turned his attention to next year, and he's built his stable by adding 3 of these horses.
yeah, loading it up there. All right.
Yeah.
You ready for race number 2?
It's like a horse that I would want to be in the fish. I love it. Yeah, of course.
All right, race number 2,
Reason for fun.
our second and final claiming race of the day. 45,000 will get you one of these horses, and all of them already owned. Very interesting. 20 horse field, all of them owned. And 3 E grade horses, I think, would be the favorites there, Chris, right? Brett's got all three of them.
Yes,
Although-
unless you discount for their fatigue level.
Indeed.
And then you'd want to look at other maybe F grade horses. And then you've got Andrews we used to stomp, Nate's Magical Crinkle Ear, which that makes it interesting, and Charlie's Stalwart Persuader.
For sure.
All right.
Yeah, Magical Crinkle Ear, definitely leading in career prize money, over $100,000 won
Oh, yeah.
so far
Two-time
this
winner.
season. So, all right, set out to dirt. As Chris said, another packed field here, 20 horses. And they're off. Magical Crinkle Ear out early, followed by Ronnie and the Law, Red Scamper, Ichigo, Stalwart Persuader, another podcast, Rumble Road. And Rumble Road now up into third. Ronnie and the Law taking the lead. It's a 2-horse race. Rumble Road trying to make it 3. Ichigo, Deliberate Speed, not far behind as we come towards the halfway point. Ronnie and the Law, Magical Crinkle Ear with the lead. Magical Crinkle Ear trying to push it out. Body Surfer in third. Chips and Medallion. Ichigo, Deliberate Speed trying to make it a race, but Magical Crinkle Ear pulling away a 2-length lead as we come down the stretch. Body Surfer trying to make a charge. Another podcast there. Ichigo also making a charge, but it's Magical Crinkle Ear pulling away. Down the stretch they come, and it's going to be Magical Crinkle Ear, followed by We Used to Stomp, Stalwart Persuader to show. Grace is picking 4th, Business Savvy 5th, Division by 0-6. And then we've got Chips and Medallions, another podcast, Red Scamper, Deliberate Speed, Ronnie and the Law, Ichigo, The Velocitizer, Body Surfer, Rumble Road, Gadsden Tide, Oxford, Bite Size, Leventricus, and Almost Yankee, the trailer. Congrats to Nate on his 1st and 4th place finish. Andrew there in 2nd, though. So
Yeah,
our top 2 stables doing well so far.
Yeah, Andrew wins race 1, Nate wins race 2, and Andrew minimizes the damage in race 2 by finishing 2nd.
Any claims in this one? Got 45,000. That could be a
45,000. There were 2
the standings.
There were 2. Magical Crinkle Ear, Nate's horse, was claimed by Zach.
Ooh.
And We Used to Stomp, Andrew's horse, was claimed by Zach.
There you go. Zach paying 45 grand to the top 2, so that's a wash.
It ended up being a wash. Okay, I'll tell the story. So when the claims came in, Zach had put a claim in on Magical Crinkle Ear. So I reached out to him to make sure that he didn't do that just to help his brother, which I didn't think he did, but I thought that I had better make sure. And he very convincingly persuaded me that he did it to help his own stable and did not have Nate in mind. But he said that he would like to claim one of Andrew's horses too, so that there was no appearance of collusion, and because the last day should be decided on the track. So attaboy, Zach.
All right.
He went back and he added We Used to Stomp.
You feel the need to say that when Caitlin bought a horse.
Well, when the only other time it was kind of suspicious was when Kaylin bought $5 footlong from Andrew.
Speaking for myself, I thought that wouldn't have come to my mind.
It wouldn't have come to Andrew's mind, but nonetheless, attaboy, Zach. And so that's a 45,000 for Nate and Andrew on the claims. All right, Jimmy, race number 3, our first stakes race of the day. Big money now.
Nice. All right. Yes. We've got nothing but stakes races here, except for one. We've got a maiden race a little later, but as Chris said, our first stakes race, first of 13 tonight, and another loaded field, 20 horses. And this one should be competitive. Got a good number of E grade and F grade horses on the circuit. Groundskeeper, Conundrum, ABC Order, and Cabricon, all E grade. And,
the couple.
I don't know if you got a clear favorite there, but yeah. Oh, my bad. Yeah, missed.
Yeah,
Spencer's Airplane uphill both ways. Forgot my own horse there.
I guess they would be the favorite on paper, but we got a big field.
Indeed.
Right.
And first of a few races here, all 2-year-olds, all the youngins out here. in their
Yep.
first stakes race over on the turf. And we've got a short one here, just 6 furlongs as well in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint.
Yeah, first stakes race ever for the 2-year-olds.
All right, $200,000 purse up for grabs, and they're off. Groundskeeper uphill both ways. Cabra Khan, no bagel, no bagel. Out early, no bagel, no bagel. Pulling away right now. Huge lead as we come up to the halfway point. Over 2 lengths over the field. Spencer's Airplane trying to catch up in second. Groundskeeper there in third. But no bagel is running away with it. No bagel with a 2-horse lead. Spencer's Airplane holding off the field right now, but Groundskeeper and Cabra Khan are gaining. No bagel. Running away with our first stakes race of the day. Cabra Khan now in second. Spencer's Airplane uphill both ways. Groundskeeper all fighting for third. But it's all behind no bagel. Groundskeeper gets second place. Third place to uphill both ways, followed by Spencer's Airplane, Jealous Lover, Cabra Khan, Spoikinator, Conundrum, Iambic Pentameter, Moratorium, Radiant Splendor, ABC Order Off, Color, Jungle Cruise, Jacuzzi Snowfall, The Rural Juror, Joyous Reunion, Zamboni Pro on the circuit, and Calamity living up to their name as the trailer. Congrats to Nate. No bagel. One of the most dominant races of the season, especially given it was only 6 furlongs.
Yeah, congrats to Nate. I think this might have been the first race I simulated that made me mad. For Nate this early to win a race by that far.
I'm mad too, Chris.
Andrew's mad too. Hey, there's a lot of racing left though, but congrats to Nate. And you know, I talked about all the money he spent in the 2-year-old draft. Well, some of it was on no bagel, and that probably got a big chunk of it back.
Indeed. One of my favorite horse names to say, if you didn't notice that. No bagel.
How about the Rural Juror?
That's pretty good too. I'm glad I didn't have to say that more than once though.
All right. All right. How about the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, Jimmy? And
All
guys, let's
right.
come up with better names for the Breeders' Cup races next time.
Indeed. I actually like this one, Juvenile Fillies. That's pretty good.
Okay.
But another loaded field here. We've got Miso Soup, Folklore, As Stated, Stay Hydrated, Mastermind, all D grade. But we do have Brett's horse, What the Fluff. Also one of my favorite ones to say, as a C grade horse. No prize money yet though. 3 career entries as a C grade and has yet to win any money. I know you are, but what am I also? In there is a C grade horse. Am I missing any others there, Chris?
No, those are the C grade horses. Oh, and Stay Hydrated is I think the only D grade horse with a win, or is it the only horse in the field with a win so far?
Indeed, only horse in the field with a win.
All right.
And doing some quick math there. Stay Hydrated's won more money than all other horses in the field combined.
Look at that. Okay.
Oh,
You got to stay hydrated.
you gotta. All right. As you can tell by the boring name there, Juvenile Fillies, all females in this race, 8.5 furlongs on the dirt. Purse up to $210,000.
I just remembered I've got graphics to update the standings after every race. Why don't we look at one of those real quick?
Oh, let's do it.
I was wondering, I didn't want to say.
I'm glad, well, okay, that's a. I wish you would have. Let's see. All right. So after race number 3, well, that's pretty little. Let's see if we can't zoom in.
There
All
we
right.
go.
So that's after race number 3. So that's so Andrew won race number 1, Nate won race number 2, and then Nate won the big 6 race number 3. So that's how it looks now.
Does Zach have a GoFundMe?
Oh yeah. So you'll notice Zach's Caitlin asked if Zach has a GoFundMe.
Blink twice.
And so this is
Well, at least there's no more claiming races. Zach will at least finish with that much.
yeah, Zach with the claiming races, and then all the entry fees for the whole day have been reflected in this. So no one's money will go down from this.
Nice.
Does Zach need help feeding the state?
Dominate next year.
People are hoping Zach has a GoFundMe or or something to feed his horses. All right. Race number 4, Jimmy.
All right, let's do it. Back out on the dirt. And they're off. No fanfare. Appetite Circus, Digital Clutter out early. Hoop-de-doo Review now up in the lead. I Know You Are, But What Am I up into third. And we've got Hoop-de-doo Review keeping the lead. Appetite Circus now up there. Miso Soup taking the lead now as we come up on the halfway point. Folklore making a charge. Never Ending Move now up into first. I Know You Are, But What Am I taking over. Moonbeam right there. It's going a lot faster than I thought. I Know You Are, But What Am I as we come down the stretch. I Know You Are, But What Am I taking the lead over a length of the field. Folklore not far behind. Trot's now up into third. Hoop-de-doo Review in fourth. But it looks like it's going to be I Know You Are, But What Am I for the win. Walt and Charlie Stable getting the win here. Trot's in second, followed by Folklore. As stated, Hoop-de-doo Review, Mastermind, Miso Soup, What the Fluff, Stay Hydrated, Moonbeam, Work Burnout, Pro Skater, No Fanfare, Appetite Circus, No Diggity, Yellow Submarine, Never Ending Move, Conspire, Digital Clutter, and Gluten Intolerance. Congrats again, Charlie and Walt Stable. I Know You Are, But What Am I with the win.
Yeah. Congrats, Charlie. All right. Hey, guys, there's something else I forgot to do. Here's No Bagel as a stakes winner.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And here is I Know You Are, But What Am I?
Oh, very
Very
Ugh.
nice.
People are big fans of I Know You Are, But What Am I?
Nice.
All right. So the standings after race.
Yeah, Nate and Andrew with no horses in the
Hey, John.
but other standings would be updated. Perhaps. There we go.
Ooh, jumps to 8.
Yeah. So Charlie up to 8th with that one.
Ooh.
I think with
And reminder,
Trot's-
top six in the money.
Oh, coming for
Yes.
Coming for you.
Charlie says he's coming for Christian. He's aiming for top 6 in the money, and 6th place is only $4.80. But it's better than nothing.
$4.
Infinitely more than you get from finishing 7th through 12th.
That's right. All right, race number 5, Jimmy.
All right.
Who do you like here?
This one's the Juvenile Phillies turf race. We do have got some ease here. Just the 2 winners, Indigo Esperanza. I always want to say Indigo for some reason. Indigo Montoya Esperanza. And 2 good for you there. Also E grade, but lots of others without wins. Your Nightmare, Dance Cards Full, Jeff, and which is just great.
Yeah, the couple D
Jeff,
grade
the female.
Yeah. Is
Checks
it?
in the mail. Yeah, we're all females here.
I screwed that up too. Like
The
Mr.
Phillies.
Mr.
Yeah.
Edwards a Philly.
Yeah. No worries,
Yeah.
Maybe there's a female Jeff out there. If not, this is the first one. I'll go.
Oh, that's pretty good.
There's a few
Yeah.
D grade horses, Jimmy. Cafe La Food making her debut.
Yes.
That's from a children's book Kaylin wrote when she was little. Mademoiselle, and Situationship. But if you'll recall, Situationship's coming off an injury.
Indeed. We got some tough names in this one. I'll be honest. So it's gonna be fun though.
You can do it.
Oh yeah. I mean, of course. Back out on the grass, on the turf. 8 furlongs for this one.
Looks like it.
Am I reading that right? I think that was the last one.
Oh,
Oh,
they're
they've been off. There we go. Dance cards full out early. Followed by Greenwood Heavy. I Never Lechuga now up in the second. Cafe La Food in third. I Never Lechuga taking the lead as we get the halfway point there. Cafe La Food, Indigo Esperanza right there. Dance cards full. Checks in the mail trying to make it a 5-horse race. But Cafe La Food is pulling away over a length and a half lead. Over I Never Lechuga. Dance cards full. Charging. Too Good For You also charging. But Cafe La Food's holding them off. Too Good For You now up into second and charging fast down the stretch. Cafe La Food is able to hold him off and get the win for Christian. Mademoiselle in second there for Casey. Too Good For You. Andrew in third. Nate's Dance Cards Full in fourth. Followed by my girl Jeff. Indigo and Speranza in sixth. And Your Nightmare checks in the mail. I Never Lechuga. That's how they get you. Situationship. Sees the means. Such a clatter. Fighting Orange. Preeminence. Green with Envy. Hecacopter. Goes without saying. And both Spick and Span. The trailer. Congrats again, Christian, on the win. Cafe La Food.
Hell yeah.
Congrats, Christian.
Thank you. Very excited.
There's Cafe La Food
Wow.
and
Awesome.
Christian.
Beautiful horse.
All right, and then let me show you the standings. Andrew got third, Nate got fourth in that one.
All right, standings about to zoom at you.
Yeah, we'll start zoomed out and then we'll go look.
Yeah, they get a grant, like it's like a thing.
There you
Yeah.
go. So again, this is the cutoff for the money, and you can see Christian's got a decent cushion in the top six, and gained considerably on Jimmy there.
Ooh. Gonna be a close one there for fifth. As we finished up our fifth race of the day, let's go on to number 6. Another juvenile race. This one, the Colts, all males, 20 horses, another full field, 8.5 furlongs, and another $210,000 purse. As Chris previewed in the pregame, couple of A-grade horses, couple of the best here. Luck of the Irish, Sounds of the Void, right next to each other in the gate.
Yeah, and Jimmy, there were 5 races to choose from for 2-year-olds, and so much talent ended up in this one.
Indeed. We've got the Dark Crusader there as a B grade. WTF, Why the Face as a C, Dig a Little Deeper. Snacky Chan also C grade. And Hey Pendlehurst there as a D grade. Oh,
Right.
should be a great one out on the dirt here at Lewis Downs. And they're off. Sounds of the Void, followed by Inventory Stickler. Try Again. All of Del Boca Vista. Luck of the Irish taking over. And it's very close as we come around the back stretch. Dig a Little Deeper in the lead, but Sounds of the Void not far behind. Dark Crusader, all of Del Boca Vista. OIC now up into third. Inventory Stickler right there. And it's very close. Dig a Little Deeper. Now it gives way to OIC. Luck of the Irish charging into the lead, taking a huge lead as we come down the stretch. It's Luck of the Irish trying to hold off the Dark Crusader. Sounds of the Void, Dig a Little Deeper. And it's Luck of the Irish with the win for Kalen. And it's a photo finish for second. It's going to be Macy and the Dark Crusader to place WTF, Why the Face to Show, followed by Sounds of the Void, Hey Pendlehurst, Snacky Chan, Dig a Little Deeper, OIC, Inventory Stickler, Paid Actor, Mr. President, all of Del Boca Vista, Runs with Hooves, Runs with Hooves, Street Credibility, Deep Blue Sea, Try Again, Citronaut, Lightning Section, Elected to Defer, and Freudian Slip slips down to last.
Who slips down?
Congrats to Kalen. Luck of the Irish on the win.
Congrats to Kalen. Yeah, I like
About 5% of it.
I like all the stables equally, but also that's a win for my favorite stable. There's Luck of the
There you go.
Irish.
Hey.
Super expensive horse. Yeah.
Beautiful color there on the horse.
Johnny, I'm here in the VIP room, is feeling like he's having a rough day.
The horses.
All right, so that was a win for Kalen. Let's look at the standings after race 6. Zoom into him, right, Jimmy?
Absolutely. I feel like it's 70s logo style. Like,
There you go. Hey, and Johnny might be having a rough day, but he's still in third overall.
indeed.
All right, so let's again, congrats to Kalen. I think we've got how many? Just one more race for the 2-year-olds, right? Just this last one.
Indeed. One more.
Okay.
One more with the Colts, the 2-year-old Colts. And not a full field, but pretty close. 17 horses, a lot of unowned ones. But my boy, his boy, Elroy, and Foos Picket Fence, probably your favorites as the C grade horses. Up in Smoke right there is a D grade as well. And bit of a drop off to the rest of the field. But yeah, should look to those three. If anybody else is up there, we're looking for a big upset, I would say.
I agree with you, Jimmy, and I'll also highlight that there's 2 Andrew horses and 2 Nate horses in this one.
Very important there. All
right.
right, let's head out to the turf. 8 furlongs for our final race with the 2-year-olds today, and they're off. 24/7 Peony Express out early with Foos Picket Fence, New Alliance, the Boogeyman right there. Foos Picket Fence falls back now. 24/7 Peony Express with a small lead, but Foos Picket Fence catches right back up and takes the lead to the halfway point. It's Foos Picket Fence holding on for Christian. His boy already trying to make a run. The Boogeyman now making a run up there for Andrew and taking the lead. His boy Elroy into second. Foos Picket Fence in third. It's the Boogeyman and his boy Elroy racing neck and neck as they come down the stretch. His boy Elroy, the Boogeyman, and Foos Picket Fence charging hard up in Smoke also. And it's going to be my boy, his boy Elroy with the win, followed by Andrew, the Boogeyman. 24/7 Peony Express in third. Foos Picket Fence in fourth. And then Nate's got 5th and 6th there. So getting some money, getting part of that purse with Up in Smoke and Forget About It. Followed by Picturesque Presence. The Dude Abides, chairman of the board, Sincerest Form, Clip Clop, the Professor, New Alliance, Hit by a Train. That one makes me laugh every time. W. Sachial and Angel, the trailer. Woo! My winning streak ended last race day, but nice to get a win here on the final one.
You're back. Jimmy's back, and congrats to you, Jimmy.
Thank you.
I'm very happy for you.
Yeah. Here's his boy Elroy.
Hey, there we go.
His boy Elroy. So hey guys, Jimmy's in the top 5, and so for the standing, something like that still really matters. Let's see.
Indeed, trying to hold
looks.
off Christian there.
That must be a secret.
Also, again, Jimmy, I think has the favorite in the big race at the end of the day. So 5th certainly isn't his ceiling.
That was the first, I believe, was Portugal the Fast and Jimmy's.
That's right. The first Andrew points out. Yeah, the 2 A-grade horses over 4 years old or 4 or older.
We're looking forward to it.
Indeed.
Yeah. So that's how we look now.
All right, up over 700 grand, just over 100,000 more than Christian at this point. And Nate now up over $2 million on the season.
That's right.
With his 5th and 6th place there, taking home part of that $200,000 purse. All right, let's go to our only other non-stakes race of the day, a maiden race out on the dirt, 9 furlongs. Maiden, of course, meaning all of these horses yet to win this season. So all of them looking for their first win, and a couple F-grade horses, but a D-grade horse, Ambush, there in the 15, last gate of the 15, looking like the favorite.
Yes. Yes, Jimmy, I agree with you. I wanted to put a maiden allowance race on the last day. And with the 2 claiming races and 13 stakes races, that was all I had space for. But yeah, this is unofficially titled the last chance allowance. It's your last chance this year to get your win.
Oh, that's a good name. I like that. That should stick.
Nice. The last chance allowance.
Also interesting ambush. We said the favorite, but the least amount of money won of the entire field there, just $1,700. But
How about that?
but we'll see. Back out to the dirt this time. 9 furlongs, as we said, $80,000 purse. The maiden allowance race here. And they're off. Ambush out early, followed by the Wet Bandit, Amplify, Pizza Slice now up into third. All I Could Afford into second, but Ambush setting the pace right now. Pizza Slice catching and passing Ambush and switching there. Got a 4-horse race as we come to the halfway point. It's Ambush, Buttons and Zips in that, Ping Pong, Pizza Slice, all right there. Ambush, Buttons and Zips in that, Pizza Slice, switching neck and neck, Buttons and Zips in that, now pulling away as we come down the stretch. Buttons and Zips in that, trying to win it. Ambush, Pizza Slice, Firepower making a charge. It's going to be close as we come to the line, and Buttons and Zips in that, the free agent with the win. Ambush in second there, highest unowned horse to finish, followed by Firepower, Pizza Slice, Ping Pong, Blano, Regular But Friday, Liberty, Robotron Ride 3000, Play Make Believe, The Wet Bandit, That Ain't Mine, All I Could Afford, Schoolyard Chum, and Amplify. Congrats to Buttons and Zips and that. And I will note Pizza Slice there in fourth in their final race ever. And Robotron Ride 3000 also their final race. We bid them adieu and good luck in breeding season.
Yes, thanks for that reminder, Jimmy. All right, so that was a smaller purse, and none of our owners won the race, so minor changes to the standings, but there they are.
All right, Christian now coming in under 100,000 behind me.
That's right.
All right.
All right.
As we move to the stakes races again.
Yes. I did want to note in the first 5 stakes races, we had 5 different owner winners. I think it was the ones that won were Kalen, Jimmy, Nate, Christian, and Charlie. So the wealth is being shared so far.
Nice.
All right. Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, Jimmy.
All right, back to another $200,000 purse. This one on the dirt, as I said, the Dirt Mile, that would make it 8 furlongs. And we've got, should be a close one. We've got a couple D grade, but lots of E grade horses. La Rambla and Torrential Downpour, the D grade. Dungeon Master, Rusty's Revenge, Look at Him, Ampersand, Let's Top You Off, Eve, and Swamp Knocker, all E-grade horses, so should be a very competitive race. A full 20-horse field. Zach's got 4, make that 5 of the horses. A quarter of the field owned by Zach, and of course our leaders, Ampersand owned by Nate, and right next to Andrew's Let's Top You Off there in the gate, right in the middle.
Yes, and I think you inadvertently buried the lead again. The favorite on paper is C-grade Phantom Ring owned by Johnny in the 13th post position.
Definitely buried the lead. I was saving it for you.
Last race too on the Phantom Ring.
Yeah, and Jimmy, I think he's got a list of 7-year-olds.
Indeed.
Who's got their last races of their career for our favorite Phantom Ring, but who else?
We've also got the Empress and Let's Top You Off there.
Nice.
In their final races for Andrew, and then also, where's that? Oh, that's right. Casey with the Empress there.
Right. All right, ready to go?
All right, let's do it. Full field on the dirt. They're ready in the gates and they're off. Torrential Downpour out early, followed by La Rambla. Genre now up into second. Hippie DNA, Look at Him, I'm Mad at You in the top 6. But Torrential Downpour with the lead. Zach's got the top 2 horses right now. Make it the top 3 as we go to the halfway point. Torrential Downpour with a 2-horse lead. Look at him now up into second. And the field starting to catch up to Torrential Downpour. Rusty's Revenge now charging and taking the lead. Look at him passing up Torrential Downpour, and it's Rusty's Revenge. Look at him, Torrential Downpour, La Rambla, Phantom Ring. Let's top you off all close there. Eve also charging, but it's going to be Phantom Ring, owned by Johnny with the win, followed by La Rambla for Zach, Eve for Christian. Let's top you off for Andrew in 4th. Torrential Downpour, Rusty's Revenge makes it 3 out of the top 6 for Zach, and that's followed by Ampersand. Look at him, Swamp Knocker, Criminy Sakes, Chocolate Mercury, Genre, Dungeon Master, Banjo, I'm Mad at You, Coach Cleaver, The Empress, Factoid, Tip of Pooh's Nose, and Hippie DNA here with this raucous crowd at Lewis Downs. Congrats again, Phantom Ring, owned by Johnny.
All right, several notes. How about Phantom Ring on the last race of their career?
Woo!
And that's Johnny's
Going out
first
with a bang.
Yeah, going out with the bang. That's Johnny's first stakes win, as he pointed out. So big congrats to Johnny. And he's in a battle for 3rd with Jesse. You can see Jesse has 3 horses in that race. They all finished out of the money. So that should be a big help for Johnny. Also, he got some sympathy applause first from Kaylin's mom because he started the day so rough. but when he got the win, she was happy for him. She doesn't like to see people being sad. All right, so
Nice.
Phantom Ring. Here's the photo on the way to retirement.
Very nice. So not only do my dark horses not win, so if you're the favorite and I don't mention you, then you're gonna win too. So
Yeah. Oh, that's maybe that's
There you go.
the ticket.
so if I'm not paying attention to you, you're gonna win. No.
All right, let's take a look at the standings after race 9, and we'll pay particular attention to the race for 3rd.
Indeed.
And we'll see actually if he closes the gap on Andrew in 2nd by much. There it is. Johnny at least
Little bit
opened up
there.
a gap there on Jesse. 200 grand.
Indeed.
Really?
Still just over 300,000 behind Andrew though. And
Closer to me than
still got some big races left though.
That is hard.
Kaylin says Zach can feed his horses again.
It's all.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, lots of money still up for grabs. We've got 7 more races to go
For the whole season.
for the whole season. That's right.
Chris's favorite horses in this film.
What are we on? Race 11, Jimmy?
We're on race 10. Race 10,
Okay.
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare. It's Mare, right?
Yeah, 3 horses.
Turf.
Yes.
All females here. Out on the turf, 10 furlongs, and this one $210,000 for the purse. Full field, and got some talent here. Let's make sure I don't bury the lead. Executrix, the C grade, Pernicious, almost buried it there.
There you go.
Pernicious, the B grade horse.
Yeah.
A
owned
winner
by
of over
Macy.
$250,000 so far this season. Owned by Macy, your favorite. As I said, Johnny's horse Executrix. There's the C grade. We've also got the D grade Wind Up Delivery and Disnelodian, owned by Nate. Andrew has Yeti's Abyss, a G grade horse in this race. And
Well, Yeti's Abyss.
there you go.
And we got some in their last race, including Executrix and who else, Jimmy? It's far
Her
away.
Majesty. Yes.
Okay.
Executrix and Her Majesty.
Good riddance to that one, right?
That might be, for real.
Johnny's
Get rid of Executrix. I think that's the one I've had the most problems with all season.
All right, let's go to the
I think
track.
I was mispronouncing it like the first 2 races too.
Yeah, but you're doing better. All
Or-
right.
All right, let's head out to the turf. Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf, 10 furlongs. And they're off. My two horses, Susanna and Whoville, out early, followed by Qualis to Nombre. But NJ Naysayer taking over as we come down the backstretch. Rise to Vote Sir right behind Qualis to Nombre in third. Mount Timpanogos now up into second. Capiche making a charge as well. And a 3 to 4 horse race as we come around the back turn. Qualis to Nombre. Capiche now taking the lead. NJ Naysayer gives Christian the top two, but Executrix takes over there. 3 horse race as we come down the stretch. Pernicious now stretching a lead for Macy. Executrix in second, and good riddance to Executrix. Pernicious with the win for Macy. Executrix in their final race gets second for Johnny. Capiche in third for Christian. Gladiator's Best for Zach in fourth. NJ Naysayer, also owned by Christian, in fifth. And my girl Susanna in sixth, just in the money, followed by Disnelodian, Rise to Vote Sir, Whoville, Roulette, Qualis to Nombre, Home Movies, Just the Messenger, Know My Song Well, Mount Timpanogos, Yeti's Abyss, Ya Big, Her Majesty, Let's Play 2, and Wind Up Delivery winds up in last.
Ooh.
Congrats again to Macy. Pernicious on the win.
Yeah, congrats to Macy, and he's on the Zoom watching, so congrats to him. And that's our 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 7th stakes race of the day, and we've got 7 different stable owners with wins.
Nice. And Pernicious,
Um,
our favorite, getting the win in that one.
Yes, let's take a look at Pernicious.
Ooh, very nice. Very pernicious. Looking very pernicious there.
And then let's see, find the standings after race 10. There they are. Macy passes Kalen with that one.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, in the 10th.
And then Johnny's Executrix got second, right?
Indeed.
Yeah, so that helps
So,
in
yeah,
that
the
battle
lead
for-
under 300,000.
Jimmy, what horse 1 second?
Did you hear Andrew, Jimmy?
And I did not. What was that?
He said, Jimmy, what horse got second?
Executrix. That bitch. That old bitch. No. Very successful there in that final race.
Yeah.
Hopefully her horse, her offspring is not named after her.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
All right. Let's.
A lot of races today.
Yes, lots of races. Race 11 now, though, very small field compared to the rest, just 10 horses. So maybe we actually get to all the names before the end. We've got Sapphire Surge, a heavy favorite, though, as a C grade horse, and a couple of E grade with Trivia Night and my girl Charmer, and Nate with Television Static in this one, Andrew without a horse. But Television Static, Trivia Night, Sapphire Surge, and Charmer, the only owned horses here in the Filly and Mare Sprint, 7 furlongs on the dirt.
Yeah, Jimmy, it was a pretty unpopular race, but it means the owners that entered it have a pretty good chance of winning a big purse. And it's Charmer's last race. So a salute to her.
Indeed.
You're my guy.
All right.
All right, let's head out to the dirt. 7 furlongs, as we said, so it should be a quick one. And they're off. Charmer, Sapphire Surge, and Trivia Night, followed by Database, Construction Law, Station Team Name, Gratitude, Oh This Old Thing, Television Static, and Mr. Edward. Sapphire Surge and Charmer, though, setting the pace as we come to the halfway point. It's Charmer with a half-length lead over the field. Sapphire Surge, Oh This Old Thing, Trivia Night, Television Static, trying to make it interesting. Oh This Old Thing now charging and catching Charmer and passing Charmer as we come around the back turn. Oh This Old Thing trying to leave the field, but it is very, very close as we come down the stretch. Trivia Night now taking the lead. Sapphire Surge with the surge, and it's going to be a photo finish. Sapphire Surge with the late surge for Johnny gets the win. Trivia Night in second for Walton Charlie. Oh, This Old Thing in third. Charmer ends up in fourth. Television Static fifth, followed by Crustacean Team Name, Construction Law, Database, Gratitude, and Mr. Edward. That means the four owned horses all get a part of the purse. And congrats again, Johnny Sapphire Surge, second win of the day, I believe.
Yes, congrats to Johnny. And it took this long, but we finally have a stable with their second stakes win of the day. Johnny being the one taking advantage of that.
I'm not gonna let this be clap anymore.
Very nice.
All right, here's Sapphire Surge.
Nice.
This wet's okay.
Surge in that neck there. All right.
All right, party goers are big fans here.
Very nice. All right, another favorite getting the win in that race. As we head over to race 12.
Well, real quick, let's
And-
take a look at the stand.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Because Johnny's making moves. I think
Big moves now.
Charlie is excited to point out that he's up in seventh. He says, Christian, I'm coming.
Oh, there you go.
And Johnny, whether you're looking at him to catch second or create a gap between him and fourth,
Definitely
it's-
closing the gap, though.
yeah, is the last three races, I think for Johnny, second place win?
Yes,
Or was there
gone
another one in
from
between.
gone from a deficit of over 400,000 to now under 200,000 behind Andrew. So definitely making it interesting here. Is that Andrew not being happy over there? I believe.
All right.
Still, hey, lots of racing to go. We've still got 5 more races. Of course, our big one at the end, $1.1 million up for grabs. Let's take a look at race number 12. As I said, the favorites have been dominating. This is one of the 2 races I've got a dark horse in, though. So we'll see if we go with the favorites of Chasmo 69 and Ginkle Winker. There's the C grade horses. Definitely our favorites. And then Kalen's got 2 D grade with embellishment, pocket aces. But yeah, lots of old ones here too. Nerd Alert, Ginkle Winker, Embellishment, iGoat Dynasty, and Titiculator, all participating in their final race of their careers.
That's right, Jimmy. And there's some good stuff going on here. Stefan, who's going to join the league next year, is hearing a lot of these names for the first time, and he about turned red when he read Ginkle Winker.
Also, testiculator.
Tacticulator. I wanted to announce this was
Once again, thank you to Chris, our founder and horse namer, exclusive horse namer for the first season. I don't know if any of us can outdo him after all these horses that he's come up with. It's
you guys are going to do great. You guys are going to do great. And I got a couple of these from some of you. I did want to note that this race is officially the most popular race in the history of HRFL. I mentioned on it was either day 16 or 17 that we had a 20 horse race all owned. 22 horses were entered in this one. And I had to reference the rules and notes section and kick 2 horses out. I had written rules and notes for such a circumstance before the season started, and this was the only time I had to do it. Yeah, sure. So the criteria was I took the lowest or worst grade horses, and I kicked out the 2 most tired of those. They were both brets. So anyway. Real popular race. The mile on turf, open to males and females. Everyone wanted to get in that one. Except
Indeed. Except
I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looking good in this race, actually.
and yeah, Nate's only got 1 horse. Frush there, F grade horse.
Yeah. And so Farouche is certainly one to watch in addition to the C grade horses.
Indeed. All right. Looks like we're ready to head out to the turf for a mile of racing. 8 furlongs, and they're off. In and Outlaw, Fever Pitch, Jazz, Jumbo Cheesema, Shot Out of a Cannon, Ferocity Engine, Evergreen Terrace, all sharing the lead early. As we got a quick one Coming down the back stretch, Evergreen Terrace with the lead. Ferocity Engine not far behind. Tacticulator, results may vary. My Dark Horse now up into third. Jumbo Cheesema taking over third now. Jazz in fourth, but it's Evergreen Terrace yielding to Ferocity Engine, who is showing the ferocity with a full-length lead over the field. Chasmo 69 charging. Now in the lead, Chasmo 69. As they come down the stretch, it's Chasmo 69, Ferocity Engine, Embellishment charging into the lead. And Embellishment for Kalen. A hell of a finish there, taking the win. Fever Pitch in second for Zach. Ferocity Engine for Christian in third, followed by Steven's favorite horse, Ginkle Winker, or Stefan's favorite horse, Ginkle Winker. Chasmo 69 in fifth, followed by In and Outlaw, Jazz, Froosh, Results May Vary, Pocket Aces, Jumbo Cheesema, Tacticulator, Don't Call Him Testiculator, Evergreen Terrace, Shot Out of a Cannon, Ichabod Blue Shell, Honeymoon's Over, Eola Zybar, iGoat Dynasty, and Nerd Alert. Those last two in their final race, not showing up well, but congrats again to Kalen on Embellishment and the win.
Yes, congrats to Kalen. Congrats to Kalen. And yeah, it was Embellishment's last race of her career. And a couple other notes. So this is Kalen's second stakes win of the day with Luck of the Irish. So Kalen's having a big day. Also, Embellishment was Kalen's first win ever when she upset Beach Carrot early in the year.
Nice.
And now she's retiring. And then we haven't looked at any replays yet, but check out Embellishment's path to victory in this
That
one.
was an insane.
And
finish
look,
there
so
at
we're
the
at the
end.
halfway point. Look at where she is down there at the bottom.
Nowhere.
And then a slow climb, a steady climb. And the leaders at this point are really closing in on the finish line.
Indeed.
But then just
An unbelievable charge right there.
and there was enough track left in the mile-long race to get her second win of the day.
Wow.
Congrats to Kalen and Embellishment, going out in style.
Yeah, taking it there. Probably the
Embellishments.
last furlong, maybe furlong and a half.
Kalen asked
Just-
if I'm using the same photo as before, and I would, but Embellishment's other wins were not stakes race wins, so there is no photo until now.
So.
Embellishment,
Nice.
winner of the most popular race so far. Oh, Kalen says she looks like her swizzle stick. It must have been meant to be. All right,
Where
let's take a look at this. Yeah.
where did my dark horse finish? I
Oh,
didn't realize. I don't think it was close.
let's see. You had
If that's possible.
let's see if I can find it here.
I just remembered after you pull off the screen, of course.
Confident man right there. Wow.
All right, let's take a look.
Hey, results may vary, you know.
Yeah.
They're both chinners.
Oh
Seven-
wow, fell out of it there.
Oh, yeah, true.
And
Nope, sign right.
yeah. All right, so one more chance this year for Jimmy and his dark horse selections.
Jeez.
All right,
Is this how they're dark horse?
it's in the Breeders' Cup Classic, a good authority.
That's
Come
right.
on, Jimmy. I need you to come through for me, buddy.
I know. Right?
All right.
I mean,
here's
you're the one
standard-
trying to catch me, and I picked both your horses. So maybe it's just, maybe I did. It's a curse, just so I can beat you. But we'll find out. We said still a lot of money up for grabs here. 4 races to go.
4 the whole year.
4 in the whole year. And,
All right.
But yeah, a lot of money. We've still got over $2 million in purse money up for grabs. In these final 4 races.
Let's see it.
So let's go on to race 13, our shortest race, or one of the 2 shortest races of the day. Our 2 sprints are our next 2 races. First up, it's the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint, and just 11 horses entering this one. As I said, 6 furlongs, this one on the turf. And we've got E-grade horses, probably the favorites, Razzmatazz, in his final race. We've got Renegade Chop as well. And we've got a Dull Roar, also an E-grade horse. Phenom, an F-grade, also racing their final race of their career.
That's right, Jimmy. And as our other unpopular stakes race of the day, those that entered it, even the E grades are a favorite and have a chance at real big prizes.
Indeed. As in all races, top 6 will get a part of the $200,000 purse. All right. We're ready in the gate on the turf, and they're off. Phenom out early, followed by Renegade Chop, Nuclear Spritz, Comrade, Razzmatazz taking over, a Dull Roar now in second. Comrade now catching Razzmatazz and overtaking Razzmatazz as we get to the halfway point. Comrade building a lead over the field. A Dull Roar and Razzmatazz trying to catch up. It's a 3-horse race right now as we come around the back turn. Comrade, Razzmatazz, a Dull Roar, Berserk, and Phenom trying to make it a race, but it's Razzmatazz, Comrade, and a Dull Roar neck and neck as we come down the stretch. Razzmatazz surging toward the finish. Comrade and Phenom, a Dull Roar, Renegade Chop, Nuclear Spritz. It's not far behind. It's close, but it's going to be Razzmatazz for the win. Renegade Chop to place. Nuclear Spritz to show. A Dull Roar in 4th. Phenom in 5th. And Comrade in 6th. Followed by unowned horses. The Old Elm Tree, Berserk, Vibing, Step Down, and Mix a Natural. Congrats to Casey on the win. Also in 4th with a Dull Roar. And yeah, is our 8th winner of the day, or did Casey already win a race? I feel
No,
like
yeah, that's right. Casey hadn't won yet.
All right.
Here's Razzmatazz. Congrats to Casey.
Hungry. Yeah.
Oh, not as many oohs for this one.
Nice. Solid horse nonetheless.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Congrats, Razzmatazz and Casey.
I feel I wouldn't be a selfie.
All right.
Let's see.
Let's check out those standings. I think I gained a little on Christian there, throwing a horse in that one. Renegade Chop in second.
It's being slow to download my image here. What the hell? Download blocked. No.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah. Let's tell it to do one more. I think it's just
We'll give it a
back.
little more time here.
Yeah, Jimmy Stahl again.
Yeah, bam, buddy.
So,
How's the are the Bellini still flowing there at the party? How are we doing there?
More of a trickle.
More of a trickle.
The loves.
Is that more of a Ginkle trinkle or
Ankle
is that
trickle.
yeah,
Switch to Diet Mountain Dew. Pico trickle.
nice.
How's things in Tennessee, buddy?
It's nice. It's very nice. It's
There we
there's
go.
no humidity up here. It's amazing. Actually, to the point where I miss it a little bit, but it's nice. It's nice. All right, there we go. There's the standings.
Yeah, so Casey with the win passes Charlie for 7th.
All right. Close, still close though. A lot of racing left, a lot of money still up for grabs.
Exactly. A lot of money since I bought
Just 3 races.
Yeah, it's 3 races left.
We've got our final sprint coming up. And so let's take a look at that race number 14. Another $210,000 purse. Males only in this one on the dirt. And 6 furlongs, as we said. Trying not to bury the lead here. Macamaroni and Cheese and Seatback and Tray Table. Looking like our favorites as D-grade horses. Macamaroni and Cheese, of course, owned by Nate. Andrew's got an F-grade. Unsubscribe, an E-grade Fly By Night, and another F-grade Open Borders. So while Nate may have one of the favorites, Andrew's got 3 there, and could end up with more money in the race just by sheer numbers, trying to get into that top 6 to share the purse.
Yeah, Jimmy, this is a big one because, as you mentioned, Andrew's got three, and then Nate's got perhaps the favorite, macaroni and cheese. Last time we had a dirt sprint stakes race, macaroni and cheese won it. You can see the career prize money for that horse is so high, and that's because it's a stakes winner on
Indeed.
a dirt sprint. And then, as people in the VIP room here are mentioning, the race for between second and third has gotten closer with Johnny's success today. And Johnny's got one in the race too. And actually look at post positions 10, 11, 12, and 13. That's certainly a section to watch.
Indeed.
All right.
All right, let's head out to the dirt. Breeders' Cup Sprint. Another boring name, but hopefully not a boring race here. And they're off. Waltz. Standard Bearer. Big John setting the pace early. All Sales are final. They are unsubscribed now up into second, but Standard Bearer is holding the lead as they come around the back stretch. Walt Stradivarius in third. A lot of movement down at the bottom, but not much up top. Standard Bearer, Walt Stradivarius setting the pace now. Walt Stradivarius taking the lead, trying to stretch it out. It's a 2-horse race as we come around the turn. It's Walt Stradivarius trying to make it a 1-horse race and stretching to a length and a half lead over the field. And Walt Stradivarius runs away with it for Casey. And we're still racing for second. Macaroni and Cheese is closing, but it's going to be Standard Bearer with the place. Macaroni and Cheese to show, followed by Seat Back and Tray Table. Boom, Shakalaka, Fly By Night, Big John, Gunslinger, Unsubscribed, Sprinkles. All Sales are final. Osmosis, Moses, Speakeasy, Anecdotal Observer, and Open Borders, the trailer. Congrats to Casey, another win. Walt Stradivarius and Nate's horse, Macaroni and Cheese, they're in third, with Andrew's horses finishing in just bottom of the purse there, sixth, and then 2 horses out of the purse. So Nate getting a slight advantage after that race.
That's right. And yeah, and that's 2 wins in a row for Casey.
Nice.
This one is Walt Stradivarius. Kind of a smaller photo, but that's what we got.
And got to mention we do farewell to Anecdotal Observer, All Sales are final, and Fly By Night in their final races. Fly By Night, as I mentioned, getting the purse there, getting part of the purse in their final race.
All right. Thanks, Jimmy. Let's pull up the standings. See if I can find them here.
Take a look.
There we go.
We've got just 2 races remaining.
Yeah.
As we've been mentioning, our final race has a purse of 1.1 million. Our penultimate race with a purse of 350,000. As you can see there, Nate's stable maintaining a comfortable $500,000 over $500,000 lead. But well, I shouldn't say comfortable. We got big races here. Big races.
Yes, the first season of HRFL is coming to a close. We've only got 2 races left. They're huge purses. 350,000 for the next one, and then
Indeed.
1.1 million for the last one, which is the biggest prize of the whole year.
Indeed.
First
And
season.
just to reiterate how big, we've got a $350,000 purse. The winner will take home $210,000, which has been the entire purse for many of the stakes races so far. So a very big race here in the Breeders' Cup Turf. A long one here, 12 furlongs on the turf, and we've got a full field, of course. Andrew with 4 horses, Candy Bar, Gator Knight, Stratocaster Canvas, and for old time's sake, Nate with just the 1 horse, Albie, the E-grade horse though, and should be a close one. Our favorites Peterberg, my boy, as a C grade, and Andrews, for old time's sake, as a C grade. And we will say goodbye to my boy, no comment, their final race of his career.
Yeah, Jimmy, and I'll say this this race is almost tailor-made for Runt, who loves the 12 furlongs and the
Gotta
turf.
mention Runt. Sorry.
Yeah.
I did
that's
mention that might be a good sign for Runt because I did not
That's- yeah.
mention.
But also substantial fatigue. Runt, of course, was the first horse ever drafted, and that was by Johnny before being claimed by Brett, and has won a stakes race. You
Indeed.
did mention Albie has 3 career wins, even though with it as an E-grade horse. And then Andrew has some ground to make up on Nate, and certainly a lot of that can be done in the next race. But in this one, to have a C-grade horse, one of the favorites, this is big.
Indeed it is. As I mentioned, the winner will get $210,000. Even if it's not Andrew or Nate, that can definitely make a difference in the rest of the standings as well. Let's looks like they're ready in the gate out on the turf. As we said, we've got a long one, 12 furlongs, and they're off. El Brainiac, Peterberg, no comment. Spothead setting the pace early, but it's close. Spothead now with a full-length lead, not very close as we come toward the halfway point. Peterberg closing in, though, and taking the lead. Freeman T not far behind. El Brainiac closing in, now taking the lead as they come around the turn. El Brainiac leading. Freeman T right there. Spothead, Campfire Songs now charging up into the lead. We've got a 2 to 3 horse race. El Brainiac pulling away, though. Peterberg, Campfire Songs closing, and it's a 2-horse race. We've got a photo finish, and it's going to be Campfire Songs with the win for Zach. El Brainiac in second for Macy. Peterberg in third. For old time's sake in fourth. Spothead in fifth. Brostradamus in sixth. Followed by No Thanks, Diplomat, Freeman T, Gator Knight, The Nuclear Option, Persnickety, Candy Bar, Runt, Stratocaster, Canvas, Prickly Pete, Albie, no comment. They're in cahoots. Captain Whatnot, and Moral Hazard. Campfire Songs with the huge upset. An F-grade horse for Zach. Coming up huge, getting $210,000 of that big purse.
Congrats to Zach, and I think that's his first stakes win. And there's Campfire Songs.
Nice. What an upset.
They say that about me.
Ooh, talk about a dark horse.
Yeah, that's right. So congrats to people don't like that photo. I don't know. All right, but hey, so not a big disruptive race in terms of the standings out of Nate and Andrew.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, El Brainiac, an E-grade horse getting second too. Yeah, that's a very, very entertaining race.
Zach says, Kaylin, no need to save the leftovers. Eating good tonight.
Nice. All right.
All right.
We have a
Jimmy,
look at,
the granddaddy of them all.
do we have a final look at the standings before the granddaddy
We do.
of them all?
We're gonna look at the field and then the standings, and we're gonna do it in conjunction.
All right, nice. All right.
All right.
So as we've mentioned, a $1.1 million purse up for grabs. That means second place, $220,000. That's more than all of the other purses except for the last race, or the penultimate race, I should say. $660,000 will go to the winner. And
All right.
yeah, maybe that means we should look at the standings to see how much that could sway it.
Before we do, just real quick, some of the horses to watch, right? Apology
Indeed.
Accepted, I said, is the favorite on paper. That's Jimmy's A-grade horse. Of course, Portugal the Fast, 2-time stakes winner. We've got Lemke, Beach Carrot, Johnny, our current third place stable, doesn't have a horse in this race, but the current fourth place stable, Jesse, has 4. So I've made a tool, and we can look at the I gotta zoom it. I can't. Let's see. Kaylin, where's the zoom thing? I'm too far away. Okay. Okay.
Ooh.
Now, I showed you at the beginning that before the other 15 races, if Andrew got first, he would win. So let's say Portugal the Fast wins. It won't be enough now. And that's probably in large part because of no bagel stakes win earlier. But if we go, but before we rule out Andrew, he's got 2 horses in this race, and we talked in the pregame show about Thereupon I Linger. He's
Indeed.
got 3 total wins.
Last race.
He won his last race?
No, it's his last.
Oh yeah, last race of his career. But he's out there running for Andrew also. Shoot, where'd the tool go?
Ooh.
Hold on, where did
Okay, so you got a nice little button.
here we go. All right.
Good size.
Let's say Thereupon I Linger gets second. Would that do it? Yes. How about third? Yeah, yes. How about fourth? Yes. How about fifth? That would do it to a first and fifth, unless Lemke gets sixth.
Yes.
All right.
Figured all.
If Lemke gets let's say if they get
Lemke gets in the money.
let's say let's say Lemke gets third. That wouldn't be the first and second.
Ooh.
And actually, if Lemke gets second, it's out of reach. But if Lemke gets sixth and Andrew gets first and third, that won't do it. Anyway, see, Andrew, he's still really in it because he's got the 2 horses, and Thereupon I Linger is a little bit of a dark horse. But look, he gets first and third. He wins it even if Lemke gets fourth. Some other ones. Let's say Jimmy wins. I said that Jimmy's horse is the favorite. You'll see Jimmy's in 5th, up to 3rd with a win.
Woo.
Yeah, we can look at any of these combinations you guys want. I'll note
Christian's got 3 horses in this one.
that's let's see. If he gets first, second, and third, Christian's up in second.
Wow.
Dang.
Now Johnny's not in this race, so this isn't even fair. But he could have got up to second had he entered it. Now, but Jesse is in 4th, okay, and she's got, I think, was it 4 horses in this race?
Yes, indeed.
So check this out. She can't reach Nate. She can't catch Nate, and Johnny
Still
can't.
gets second though.
Andrew's the only one that can. Yeah, and she gets there's all sorts of combinations. Charlie asked about Elemento P, his horse. He can get up to 4th with a win, but that's $12,
buddy.
but that assumes that Jimmy doesn't get second.
And then Andrew and Nate don't make money at all.
Casey's got
hey,
4 horses too, so
Find out you're
no
cheating.
chance to get into the money there.
Zach down at the bottom is in this race with Distracted, and he can get in the money with a win.
Whoa!
Okay, that's how big this purse is.
Wow.
Very, very big.
Now, are there any other combinations anyone wants to see? And let's
I want to
take our time to look at it.
numbers here.
Kalen didn't enter the race.
Yeah, he'll play. Mine's.
Let's see if I can pull them up side by side.
Dude, I just want to mention how insane it would be if Zach wins the final 2 races to come from needing from everybody wanting to get him a GoFundMe to getting into the money. That would be amazing.
$1,000.
Yeah. All right. Anyone want to see a combination of anything? Nate's thinking about it. Oh, well, gosh, why don't we look at Brett? He's got an A grade and a B grade horse.
Indeed.
If he gets first and second, he's up to 4th. Assuming the stables that he passed don't finish up there.
What about Mason?
Macy's, he's not in the race.
All right, what about Brett first and second,
Okay.
and then Jesse with the rest? Or with,
Yeah, she's got 4. Yeah,
okay.
that would result in that.
Well, I mean, that's very unlikely, but.
Sure, could happen though.
Yeah. Look how close that would be too. Like in the money, like
Yeah. Oh,
their actual dollars one isn't that far apart of them. Yeah,
oh yeah.
that's cool.
Brett notes that Beach Carrot and Intention have only run 8 races instead of 10 or 11 like his other horses. So they're not quite as tired as his other horses.
Indeed.
You know what? Casey's got 3 in this one. He could get up to third.
Casey's got 4 actually.
Oh, 4. Still third's the ceiling for him.
Mhm.
Again, so if Lemke gets second, it's out of reach. The real story is, Andrew's got 2 horses. He needs first and fifth, with Lemke finishing out of the money. Or if Lemke gets in the top 6, he needs a little better than that. It would not be surprising to see Portugal the Fast win it. Can thereupon Eilinger do his part? And what will Lemke do? All right.
All right.
The headline here is pay attention to math.
I will say we've got 19 horses here, so I'm just gonna stick to the race. Try not to, but we'll see. We'll just see how it goes.
What is that? What?
What?
That,
Oh, that's the conversation between Johnny and Macy.
it's a beard.
Macy has a big beard. You've
Is that
met
what
him.
you call my beard? Looks like a gray on his head.
You've met Macy.
My beard, but I'm not.
All right, hey. Oops. Hey, the whole first season's coming down to the line here. Here we go.
It is. And I just want to mention one more time, thereupon Eilinger and Quicksilver running their final race. So our final race of the season, their final races of their careers, final race of the day. Capacity crowd is raucous.
All right. Thanks
The
again,
horses
everyone.
are in the gate.
Thanks again, everyone, for their participation. This is for the trophy.
And they're off. Apology accepted. Squibbler, we don't say that. Good authority. Portugal the Fast setting the pace. And it's a fast one and a close one here as they come up the backstretch. Element OP trying to stretch it out, but thereupon Eilinger taking over. We don't say that. Now far behind as we go to the halfway point. We don't say that. Thereupon Eilinger, Element OP, a 3-horse race. Beach Carrot looming though. Thereupon Eilinger taking a huge lead as they come around the turn. We're in the stretch. Thereupon Eilinger running away with it. Element OP in second. We don't say that in third, but it's going to be thereupon Eilinger with the huge win in the biggest race of the year. We've got a photo finish coming up for second, and it's going to be, we don't say that, Quicksilver, Element OP, Sugar Bomb, Supply and Demand, Distracted, Portugal the Fast, Good Authority, Squibbler, Beach Carrot, Vices Fester, Off to Neverland, She Rode Sassy, Lemke, Intention, Enchantment, Apology Accepted, and Oh Showtime. Lemke, not in the money. Thereupon Eilinger with the win. Portugal the Fast, not getting in the money, though. So I think we know what that means, right, Chris?
Yeah, we've got 2 huge champions to crown. First, thereupon Eilinger in the final race of his career, winning the biggest prize in the history of the league.
Woo!
And Nate, the winner of the first ever HRFL championship and trophy. Congrats to Nate.
All right.
Nate, are you breathing after thereupon Eilinger's race?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Can't even. There is no I in stable. There is no I in stable.
Man, congrats, Nate. He worked really hard this year and he earned it and he deserves it. All right. So look at this, right? So thereupon Eilinger had the win. Look where Portugal the Fast is, down at the bottom near Lemke.
But made
And
a
then-
run for it at the end.
Yes. Look
Oh.
at her close. She had to get to 5th, and look at this climb at the end. She's coming for 5th. But just ran out of racetrack and settles for what is that? 7th? 5th, 8th?
8th.
Yeah,
Wow.
I could not believe it when I simulated this. I saw the huge number, and then I saw it was thereupon Eilinger, and then a small number for Portugal the Fast, and I wondered, is it gonna? But Portugal the Fast is such a great horse. Is there gonna be enough other horses to beat her? And then I saw Apology Accepted wasn't gonna do it, and Apology Accepted is a great horse, but on the biggest stages, sort of underperforms, and that's something for her to work on in the years to come.
Nice.
But that's it. Congrats to Nate.
Also want to mention though, Jesse
Oh
getting
yes,
3 horses in the top 6. Guess we'll have to
Thir-
take a look at the standings to see how it shook out.
Yep, third, fourth, and fifth. And we'll update the standings the old fashioned way.
I want to see my picture too, by the way.
Oh, wait, my goodness. That's a good point.
History of the sport.
That's right. Hey, let's,
It's like, let me go to Google and find one real quick.
no. Hey, here we go. The last race of his career, he did everything he could.
There he is.
Concerns retirement.
He did everything he could to get Andrew the trophy.
Yeah.
Look at that confident wry smile
Yeah.
of a winner there.
Yeah, biggest race in the history of the league and fourth win for Thereupon I Linger. Just happens to be a 7-year-old, so only gets the 1 year to do it. But fantastic career for Thereupon I Linger.
He goes out on top.
Oh, actually, he does, and that might matter later if we do talk about breeding, because that might be a
See, I thought it was he, but the
desirable
sheet says
bachelor.
she.
For
Hmm,
Thereupon I Linger.
yeah. Let's see.
Let's call it a day. They're non-binary.
There you go. Yeah.
Also, non-binaries can be made for a horse.
All right, let's see here. We'll update the standings. Yeah, I do this every time. There you go.
And we have access to all of that information, by the way. And he's still recording. Don't appreciate draft that.
Oh yeah. So Johnny holds on to third despite Jesse's success. There you see Nate officially the champion. And then Christian did fall to seventh. The last 4 races, it was
Ooh.
sneaky, but in the last 4 races, it was Casey win, and then he had, I think he took the next race off, and then Casey second place in the big one. And so he climbed a lot in just the last 4 races from down towards the bottom to 6th place with a $4.80.
The buy-in was
Indeed.
20.
Yeah, buy-in was 20.
We both made money, buddy. $4. Look at us. I'll take the 28.
Where is? Oh, I closed the entry sheet. Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, Jimmy, thanks for everything.
My pleasure, everybody. Thanks for tuning in all season. This was a lot of fun. And yeah, looking forward to breeding season and next season, and
Or just a breeding, but it's always breeding season.
it's always
I just hope Nate's okay knowing that tonight my dog will go to sleep with nothing.
Hey, no,
Ah.
second place. Hey, second place is big. Congrats to Andrew for that too.
and yeah,
I
how
got a
about
chip.
how about the season coming down to the final race too? I think that was
That's fun.
really awesome.
Oh, this does say
Um,
female. Is that right, or was there an error?
That's what I said. I've got on my stat sheet. I got female as well.
Let's look at the
They
state.
run the last race.
Oh no, that's correct. No, that's right. Thereupon I Linger is a female. All right.
Yeah.
So congrats to Nate and Andrew.
And Charlie, third place.
Yeah, and Johnny third place here in the VIP room. I made a little animation that maybe you guys would like to watch on the standings over the course of the whole year. And then
Nice.
yeah, there's a couple other things we could talk about before people sign off if they want. But here's the standings. This is the whole year. Macy got that first win.
Macy out to the early lead there. Andrew to taking over.
It was,
Yeah, right there.
Huge lead there.
yeah, that was after the Saudi Cup.
Yep.
Hmm.
And then Johnny in the first few days was winning constantly, and you'll see him make a big move here. I think he also may have sold Runt at that time. That's when I gave everyone more money as the commissioner's adjustment. There's the Kentucky Derby win. But here comes the Preakness, and you'll see Brett out in the lead before Lemke's Belmont win here. And I don't think Nate looks back after that.
I love when you can see the beach side. Yes.
I got some smaller weeks here before the stakes races at Lewis Downs.
I'm gonna see Zach's jump from last week till the end.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's the 2-year-old
There was
draft.
the draft. Yeah.
Yeah. And then and from that point on, we talked about the battle for first and the battle for third a lot. And look at Johnny and Jesse, third and fourth. Jimmy made a climb. Jimmy, you made a climb after spending quite a bit of money in the 2-year-old draft.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
I was definitely hoping for more success on that final day, though. I had a horse in every single race.
Yeah, that's right. All right, here's the Breeders' Cup meet. You're going to see some bigger moves now, and there's Casey at the end moving a lot. And as Nate just sent, the final margin between first and second was $30,400.
Oh my God.
Race.
Yeah.
Like not even a big race.
All right. Here's another quick note.
Dude,
Yeah,
wasn't Zach's?
Zach was going to claim only Nate's.
Yes, for $45,000.
Yeah, but so then that would have made the margin even bigger.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, it would have been okay. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Addition by subtraction. There we go.
Yeah.
Whoa.
All right. So, hey, possible changes for next year, by the way, guys. I might incorporate jockeys. But that one might be more complicated and more of a year 3 thing. But some of this other stuff, I think maybe we could expect. And I also welcome feedback and ideas from all of you guys. Over the next few days, it would be great if you had ideas. But I was thinking more weather variation right now. It's just rain or no rain.
I for one would love more weather variation.
Okay, nice. I could also add temperatures or the severity of the rain and the weather on the track condition. In real life, they call it the going, as in when the going gets tough, those that are tough rise to the occasion and perform better anyway.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun
As the old saying
adjective.
goes.
There's a lot of fun words that they use with the weather. That's very specific.
Yeah, and well, so here they are.
There you go.
They call it wet, fast, or good, or muddy, sloppy, slow, and sealed. And on the turf, there's a bunch of different ones too. So we could have, instead of just rain or no rain, a whole bunch of different weather variations. And it would, I think it would vary the results in ways maybe a little more unpredictable. I could also do a third surface, which is increasingly popular in real horse racing, and that's the synthetic surface. It's designed to perform like dirt, but it doesn't perform exactly like dirt. Geldings
that perform better in synthetic.
Yeah, it's supposed, like turf, there's like specialists, yeah. But I think it would be a smaller difference between dirt and synthetic than it would be between dirt and turf because they're more similar. Dirt and synthetic are more similar. Geldings, which is when you fix a male horse, they of course can never breed, but it turns out in horse racing, when you geld a horse, they become kind of reliably faster. So that could be a trade-off or a strategic thing for people to think about. I was thinking people could pay so the horses get better from year to year. Right, for this first year, they're going to get better a random amount between a certain range. But I was thinking in the future, owners could opt to pay more for training for a better chance that their horses will, or any particular horse will improve more from year to year. And I think to make it less complicated, it would just be something towards the end of the year, like the 2-year-old draft where the standings are largely determined, and it would be a mechanism for the stables at the end or stables towards the bottom would be more likely to spend money and could get better from year to year. Whereas the stables at the top would hesitate to spend money because, as Nate just saw, every penny counts when you're going for the championship at the end. I know that there's been some requests for steroids, but I really don't want to do that. But I'm open to any other ideas.
Love steroids. Yes.
And as a reminder, there's going to be a small prize for the top breeder next year.
Chris, how does
Yeah.
the breed work?
Right here,
Oh, do you guys want to talk about the breeding while everyone's together in case there's like questions and stuff?
Well,
Jimmy, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So let's go to the rules and notes thing. And then, yeah, if you guys have questions, now would be like a great time to ask about them.
I definitely liked a lot of those ideas too. Just
Thank you.
still taking.
All right, someone
How about a better permission?
go read that for us. Who would like to, I'm too far away from the screen to read that.
I got you if you want.
Just like one thing at a, oh yeah, they're perfect. Jimmy,
Okay. All right. So breeding
I might
occurs
stop
in
you.
the off season.
I might stop you as you go. All
Okay,
right.
no worries. So yeah, as we know, breeding occurs in the off season. The owner of the mother will own the offspring and is considered the breeder. There may be a small prize for top breeder at the end of seasons. After season 1, it will be substantially smaller than the main prize.
All right.
Then we've got horses bred by stable owners will immediately be 2-year-olds. Otherwise, you'd have to wait over 2.5 years to race any of them, which would be super lame. After the season, there will be a 3-week breeding period. So that'll be
Yes, so
right
it's
after
gonna-
now. So we'll have a 3-week breeding period coming up.
Yes, and I need to set it up so it'll be in like a week or two, but I'll post in the Slack when it's going to start.
Notifications.
Alright. And then
In
to breed horses, simply text the commissioner to tell him what 2 horses you'd like to breed together.
Yeah.
Only horses aged 4 to 9 can breed. So you can't do your 2 and 3-year-olds. It's got to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Yes, but I'll also note that they're all a year older starting like tomorrow. So Beach Carrot and Lemke are 4-year-olds now, and so they're eligible to breed.
Nice. All right. You can breed horses from your own stable with each other for free.
Yeah.
So that's breeding your own horses, horses from your own stable with each other for free.
Yeah. And so let's just illustrate that real quick. I think that's
Illustrate.
Whoa.
oh, for crying out loud. All right. So let's see. So like Jimmy could breed, that's a female and a male, right? I'm too far away from the screen. Could breed Nerd Alert.
It
and
is,
No
yes.
Comment
Nerd
with
alert,
each
no
other.
comment. Yep.
Right. Could breed those 2 with each other for free by just texting me, Chris, I want to breed No Comment with Nerd Alert.
Now,
Nice.
how did the baby come out? A combination of the 2 grades?
It's more complicated than that, but let's finish through these rules and notes and then we'll do that. All right, keep going, Jimmy.
All right. Owners of female horses can also pay other stables to breed their own female horse with the other stable's male horse. This is called a stud fee and will apply to the stable's finances for the upcoming season. A stud fee log will be public and track all of these transactions.
Yeah, so this is big. Let's say, so here was the horse, No Comment was Jimmy's male horse. If Zach wants to breed his horse Factoid with No Comment, he can message Jimmy in the Slack. So everyone needs to be up and running on the Slack and receiving notifications and messages, and offer to pay Jimmy some amount of money. And Jimmy would get the money, Zach would get the offspring. And then there's a stud fee log, which will be updated, which people should look at during the season or during the breeding 3-week period, because you're going to see that, like, I think that was an E grade male horse. You'll see the amount that was paid. And so the market will start to be set here, you know, and so if this is a good place to check to make sure you're not overpaying, or asking
Or getting underpaid. Yeah.
yeah, getting underpaid. Yeah. Okay.
Nice. All right. So offspring can be kept or placed in the auction drafts. And
Yeah.
we've got a section titled subsequent season drafts
Yeah.
to check
So
out.
this year, the only horses in the draft were unowned ones, but starting next year, you can put any of your own horses in the draft and you'll set the minimum bid. So far, the minimum bid has been $1,000 for all the horses in the drafts. But you can put one of your best horses in there and set $100,000 opening bid, or whatever. And these brand new 2-year-old, the brand new 2-year-olds that you breed, you can put in the drafts, or your older ones.
Does that money transfer to buy winnings for next season or just the draft money?
It transfers to your pool of money,
Right.
so it doesn't count as winnings. But yeah, it will go in like into your standings. Yeah.
Okay.
Only 2-year-old, and then so will be 2 drafts again next year too. One for the unowned 3 to 7-year-olds, and then any owned horses that you guys put in there. And then during the 2-year-old draft, you can only put 2-year-old horses in it. And this stuff is in here, and I also don't. It's in this rules and notes page, but I also don't mind answering any questions. But you can breed horses for the purpose of selling them to make money, not just to keep them yourself. All right, go ahead, Jim.
All right. Mothers and 2-year-olds will not be able to race until later in the season. It says probably mothers return race day 12 and 2-year-olds start race day 14. See the schedule on the homepage.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that speaks for itself. So you'll have to,
They got to rest.
okay, yeah, if you breed though, so you're gonna still pay the costs associated with them. But they just won't be able to make any money while they're not racing.
All right. Now, if an 8 or a 9-year-old horse breeds, you have to keep them for the entire year, despite the fact they are retired from racing.
Okay,
So yeah, I guess we won't have any 9-year-olds next year, but that'll be.
that's right.
But we'll have the 8-year-olds. So, males experience fatigue for each breeding instance of -2, which is assessed at the beginning of the season. If and when they rest, they'll recover from that fatigue week to week at the normal rate. So, fatigue of
Well-
-2 for each breeding instance.
Yeah,
for males.
Yep, okay, next.
So the male breeding maximums will be 1 per day, 4 within its own stable per year, and 6 total per year, 15 per lifetime.
All right, so as an example for that, no comment, right? Jimmy could breed with up to 4 different female horses in his stable the first year. So he could breed with Nerd Alert, Charmer, Genre, and Whoville. And then could still breed 2 times with other stables. So maybe Zach pays a stud fee and Andrew pays a stud fee. Alternatively, Jimmy could breed up to 6 via stud fee. So let's say Andrew pays Jimmy twice for no comment, Johnny pays Jimmy 3 times for no comment, and Kaylin does once for no comment. So you can do 6 outside your stable, but only 4 within your stable. 15 per lifetime, and then 1 per day, because there's going to be that 3-week breeding period. Yeah. Any questions on that? Jimmy, you there?
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So females, of course, can only breed once per year, but there is otherwise no maximum. If they breed every year, they're eligible, i.e. from 4 to 9, it will work out to 6 offspring. So females once a year.
All right.
So once a day for males?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I mean, really, then, so, okay. Okay, yeah,
But up to 6 on the year, and there's 21 days worth of.
right.
All right, Jimmy, go ahead.
All right. There is an early breeding bonus / late breeding penalty. So offspring conceived earlier in the 3-week breeding period will receive a slight increase in their ERS which Chris is there you go.
Yeah, the expected race score, or their number, their rating.
Right.
And here is the table for that off to the right. And that's consistent with real horse racing, by the way. Horses bred earlier in the period tend to be faster because they're older than their counterparts that are considered the same age. All right, keep
Gotcha.
going.
All right, final one. Horses that are inbred will be substantially slower. The breeding math / process will be the same, but an inbred penalty will be applied.
And so that won't matter the first year because all the horses are unrelated, but this should encourage stables to go the stud fee route and breed between stables. Because if you only breed within your own stable and you keep the same horses from year to year, you're going to end up with a generation of brothers and sisters and won't be able to breed them with each other without suffering this inbred penalty. Okay, so
do you have
yeah.
do you have what the do you have what the inbred penalty will be?
I think I have it. Caitlin says that's a Tennessee question.
That's it. That's definitely.
I think I have it worked out and recorded somewhere already, but you should just know that it's substantial, like more than a grade.
Okay.
So Charlie asked, so how does the breeding get done? So when okay, what did you ask, Charlie?
Every question in this section is loaded. It's just
Determine the
A
grade.
bunch of 12-year-olds.
How do you determine the grade?
How do I determine the grade? That was the
Like if
question.
an A horse bucks an F horse, do you get a C horse? What do you get?
You say buck.
So, each horse has an expected race score, a number that is more specific than the grade, and you each have on your spreadsheets your own assessment of the horses and an estimate of their expected race score. So those numbers are made up of like 20 different numbers and a big formula. So I kind of randomly, the two horses for each of those like 20 things, a dominant parent is chosen and a recessive parent for each of those 20 things. And then it's randomized how close they are to the dominant parent. I made it.
So it's not as easy as that.
It's not so quick. Yeah. So like, so like what would most likely happen if you breed a grade B horse with a grade D horse is a grade C horse comes out, but there will be wide variation. There will be variation. And so more specifically, like if you have a horse with an ERS of 70 and another one with an ERS of 50, what's most likely to occur is an ERS of 60, but it'll range. And it could be even better than the best parent or worse than the worst parent. And then I'll note that the ideal distances and the turf grade is genetic. So if you want, like if you have a horse that's really good at distance, at long distances, and you want an offspring with that's also like long distance specialist, then maybe you'll breed horses that are horses that are long distance specialists.
Is there
with each other.
variation on that too?
Yes, yeah, and on turf grade, there's variation.
On turf and distance?
Yes, and actually on performance in the rain, but you guys don't have any of that data. So yeah, another thing that you guys will maybe want to look at is if this all horses sortable page, in order to get a sense of what the best male horses out there are to breed, you can filter these things. So you would remove, yeah, you would remove, so these 3-year-olds tomorrow are going to be 4-year-olds. So I'm going to keep them selected and then look at males only. And sort by grade from A to Z. And there you go. So these are probably the big money studs. You got Quicksilver, We Don't Say That, Phantom Ring, Peterberg, Chasma 69, Elemento P. Yeah, those are B and C grade male horses. There weren't any A grade male horses in of those ages, but they're coming. Sounds of the Void and Luck of the Irish are coming. You might also vote or sort it by career prize money. And then you see stuff like Lemke at the top, another horse that might get a big or supply and demand that might bring in big stud fees. Also, I would say be careful with the amount that you pay in stud fees. Like think about how much money is available to be won. So for example, if you breed a horse that wins the Kentucky Derby, I think the Kentucky Derby take home prize is around 500 grand or maybe a little less. And there'd be no guarantee that you'd win that. So spending like $500,000 on stud fee might be, I don't want to tell you guys what the market is, but that's like really a ridiculously high amount of money.
Are there any minimums for that?
I guess, no, there's no, well, more than free.
1,000, you do 1,000 now.
You could do 1,000.
What did you get into with these minimal stuff?
All right, any other questions while everybody's here about that?
Are you gonna make like a YouTube video like you did at the beginning of the season to detail this?
I can.
Not saying that.
Okay, yeah, Johnny wants a YouTube video where I explain this better. And I can. I made a breeding video before. I made a breeding YouTube video before too, which I could post again in the Slack.
Maybe another painting, just for reading.
There's also
Right.
there's naming rules as well. If you scroll down a little bit more, you can check them out at your leisure there, or I could read them off if you want.
Yeah, let's see. I can pull them up and you can read them off. There's naming rules. So then what I'm thinking is you guys text me the names privately. I'm going to carry like a Kentucky State quarter around. And so as soon as you tell me the two horses you're breeding, I think I can almost pretty immediately tell you if it's a male or female. If you want to wait to know what color the horse is, you might have to wait a minute. And then you can text me their names, and instead of announcing the names right away, I think we should do a new generation launch show where we
Ooh.
announce their grades and names, and we're hosted by Chris and Jimmy, and maybe Nate is champion. All right, Jimmy, the naming rules.
All right, so yeah, we've got an 18 character limit, including spaces and punctuation, so that I don't go crazy out here announcing it. Excuse me. Names may not end with filly, colt, stud, mare, horse, stallion, pony, bronco, or other horse-related terms.
These are real thoroughbred horse racing rules too, by the way.
Yeah, you can't just name it brown horse or something like that. My Little Pony, Denver Bronco. You can't do that. Indianapolis Colt. Okay, you get the idea. Names may not consist of numbers only unless, this is specific too, unless the number is above 30 and you spell it out. So for example, you could name a horse 1 Bob because it's not only a number, or 44 because it's over 30 and spelled out. You cannot name a horse 100 because it's not spelled out. You cannot name a horse 7. Boo. Even though it's spelled out because it's not over 30, but you could name a horse 7X or 7X. As you could, it's probably better to see that than me saying it. But yeah, just, if you're going to use numbers, it's got to be above 30 and you got to spell it out.
Yeah.
If it's going to be numbers only. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Names must not end with a numerical designation such as first or second. All right.
Junior sports.
Could I do variations of that? Could I do thirst? Or
I suppose, yeah.
inside
Not-
joke there.
Not
Um,
real ones, yeah.
Yeah. So no names of race courses or stakes races can be included. No exact copies of names that have already been used in the league. No exact copies of actual famous racehorses. And number 8, I personally followed rule. This is Chris. He personally followed rule 8, but he's not going to require you to, which is no names that could be considered inappropriate or to be in poor taste. So that's
No,
that's on us if we want to be inappropriate or in poor taste.
so Ginkelwinker, by the way, is just
That's borderline there.
that's two different baseball players. A pitcher was named Ginkel, Kevin Ginkel, and he was facing Jesse Winker, the hitter. And Jimmy texted me that Ginkelwinker would be a funny horse.
That's right.
These people-
And I was right.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Any other questions?
I got a question.
Yes. Yozef.
It's not so much about breeding, but like for the expansion people we add to the league, how does that work and how do they acquire horses?
Yes. So as a segue into that, if anyone doesn't want to participate next year, no hard feelings, just let me know. For new people, I'm going to do an expansion draft. Depending on how many new people we get. So if anyone leaves the league, their horses will go into the expansion draft. And I'll make a new limited pool of horses that are aged like 3 to 7. And I'll do them the same way. So their chances of being A grade or K grade or F grade horses are the same. And then I'll stick them in the expansion draft. And then so they'll have some horses, and then those new owners will participate in all the regular drafts moving forward. In that first one, I might give them some extra use it or lose it money just so that they can build a stable and start. But so short answer is an expansion draft with completely new horses.
And that would be after breeding season.
Yeah, it'll be like in January when we start again.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, gotcha.
No, go ahead.
It's a different topic. It's another thing, so you can think of it, please.
I was just wondering if there was do we know what's going on with Walt and Charlie's stable or multiple stables yet?
So
is
I
that
gotta
still
confirm if Walt is coming back.
okay?
If Walt is coming back, Charlie said Walt can have his stable back and Charlie will start new in the expansion draft, which is so far only Stefan and Charlie if Walt comes back. But hey, more the merrier. And an expansion draft with only 2 stables probably wouldn't work. So please let me know anyone that you want to have join. Otherwise, I'll have to come up with some other way to get Stefan a stable.
I mean, the mystery jockey.
I,
All right. Yeah, Andrew.
yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, I don't want to like disrupt it, but since this was kind of the trial run. I'd be open to if anybody else wanted to discuss or if Chris wanted to think about. Upping the buy-in a little more since it is like a 36-week commitment. I'm not talking like $100 to make it not fun or prohibitive. You know,
Yeah.
I'm saying like I'd be up for adjusting it one way or the other. If people like, I would like to have everyone back.
Yes.
You know, and if it means like shaving $5 off it or something, you know, whatever. I'm open for.
Was it before
20 bucks was to buy it, and you know, again, for 36 weeks is enough.
That's true. 36 weeks is a lot. Yeah. And so $20 was kind of cautious because it was the first time we were doing this. We didn't know if it would work. Yeah. But it was kind of a success. And I think that if people wanted to do more, we could totally accommodate it. And then, yeah. And then I think for those returning owners, since only the returning owners can do the breeding, like Stefan won't have any horses to breed, so he's not breeding the first year. And I want to give out a small prize for breeding. The returning owners do need to give like extra $1 or $2 buy-in to participate in the top breeder award.
again, that was just a thought.
Yeah,
Not
cool.
a want one way or the other, I just thought it was worth throwing in there.
Yeah.
And also the same-
Any other questions or comments? All right, cool. So now I'm about to stop the recording, but let me know if you have people that you think might want to join, or if you want to not come back, or if you've got ideas for next year. And congrats again to Nate.
Thanks to me.
Woo!
All right, guys, I'll try to update stuff tonight.
Awesome.
All right.
Congrats, Nate. Awesome season, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All right.
everybody.
Night, everyone.